In a modest Moscow rink, during the harsh winter of 1960, a determined 11-year-old girl with strong legs and unwavering focus practiced death spirals long after her peers had gone home. She wasn't just learning jumps or spins, she was mastering trust, timing, and the delicate art of flying through the air in someone else's arms. That girl was Irina Rodnina, and though she had never won a national title, coaches already sensed her potential to revolutionize pairs figure skating. Within a decade, she would become the most decorated pairs skater in history, a 10-time world champion, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, and the only woman to win Olympic gold with 2 different partners, setting standards so high they still echo across ice rinks worldwide. Born on September 12, 1949, in Moscow, Irina grew up in a post-war Soviet Union where sport was not merely recreation, but a matter of national pride. Her parents were ordinary workers with no athletic background, yet they recognized their daughter's energy and enrolled her in skating lessons at age 8. Initially drawn to singles, she quickly shifted to pairs when coaches noticed her exceptional strength, balance, and ability to hold complex positions with precision. At 13, she was paired with Alexei Ulanov, a talented but temperamental skater 4 years her senior. Under the guidance of legendary coach Stanislav Zuk, they began crafting routines that blended athletic daring with artistic elegance, a combination rarely seen in early 1960s skating. Their rise was swift. By 1969, Rodnina and Ulanov dominated European and world championships, introducing innovations that stunned judges and rivals alike. They performed side-by-side triple jumps, unprecedented for pairs at the time, and executed lifts with such speed and height they seemed to defy gravity. More importantly, Rodnina brought emotional depth to a discipline often criticized as mechanical. Her expressions conveyed narrative. Her connection with Ulanov felt genuine, not choreographed. They became national heroes, symbols of Soviet excellence during the Cold War's cultural battleground. But behind the glittering costumes lay personal turbulence. Ulanov's growing ego and rumored infidelity strained their partnership. After winning gold at the 1972 Sapporo Olympics, the first of Rodnina's 3 consecutive Olympic titles, he left her for another skater. For most athletes, such a betrayal would mean retirement. For Rodnina, it was a challenge. At 23, considered old in skating then, she faced a stark choice: fade into coaching or rebuild from scratch. She chose the latter. In a bold move orchestrated by Zuk, she was paired with Alexander Zaitsev, a quiet naval officer with no elite skating experience, but extraordinary physical power and unwavering loyalty. Critics scoffed, how could a newcomer replace a legend? Yet within months, they developed chemistry deeper than technique. Zaitsev trained relentlessly to match Rodnina's standard. She, in turn, adapted her style to highlight his strengths. Their partnership became a masterclass in mutual respect and resilience. At the 1976 Innsbruck Olympics, they silenced doubters with a flawless performance featuring a revolutionary overhead lift and perfectly synchronized throws. They won gold by the largest margin in Olympic pairs history. 4 years later, in Lake Placid, they repeated the feat despite political tensions surrounding the US-led boycott, becoming the first, and still only, pair to win back-to-back Olympic golds in the modern era. By the end of their career, Rodnina and Zaitsev had never lost a single competition, an unmatched record in figure skating history. What set Rodnina apart was not just athleticism, but intelligence. She studied ballet to refine her lines, analyzed physics to perfect rotational speed, and treated every element as both sport and storytelling. She insisted on clean, powerful edges over flashy but shallow moves. While others prioritized spectacle, she pursued perfection, landing jumps with knees bent just so, holding spirals with unwavering control, making even the most dangerous throws look effortless. Her influence extended beyond medals. She redefined the role of the female partner, no longer just a passive payload, but an equal athlete who initiated movements, matched jumps, and contributed creatively to choreography. Modern pairs teams owe their technical parity to her pioneering approach. Judges began rewarding athleticism alongside artistry, shifting the sport's trajectory forever. After retiring in 1980, Rodnina earned a degree in journalism and worked as a sports commentator, but her passion remained on the ice. She coached young skaters, emphasizing discipline, musicality, and mental toughness. In 2002, she entered politics, elected to the Russian State Duma, as a member of United Russia. She served on committees for sport, youth, and physical culture, advocating for increased funding for grassroots skating programs and better support for Olympic athletes. She also became a vocal ambassador for Russian sport on the global stage. During the Sochi 2014 Winter Olympics, she carried the Olympic flame into the stadium, a symbolic passing of the torch from one generation to the next. Though her political views have drawn controversy, her sporting legacy remains untouchable. In 2014, the International Skating Union named her one of the legends of figure skating, and her competitive record still stands unchallenged. 10 World Championships, 11 European titles, 3 Olympic golds, all undefeated in major international competition for over a decade. Off the ice, she lives modestly in Moscow, avoids celebrity culture, and rarely grants interviews. She speaks passionately about the importance of family. She and Zaitsev married after retirement and raised a son, Alexander Jr., who became a professional hockey player. She credits her longevity to routine, resilience, and the belief that success is built not in moments of glory, but in daily dedication. Today, at 75, Irina Rodnina remains a towering figure in winter sports. Young skaters study her old performances not for nostalgia, but for technique. Coaches cite her as the gold standard for partnership dynamics. And historians recognize her as a bridge between eras, the athlete who transformed pairs skating from elegant display into high-stakes athletic drama. Her story is not just about winning, it's about reinvention. She lost her first partner at the peak of success, rebuilt with a stranger, and reached even greater heights. She transitioned from athlete to journalist to politician without losing her core identity. And through it all, she carried herself with dignity, discipline, and quiet strength. Irina Rodnina didn't just skate on ice, she carved a legacy into it. And decades later, every throw jump, every death spiral, every synchronized spin still bears the imprint of the woman who proved that in pairs skating, true greatness is never solo, it's shared, trusted, and lifted together.